Welcome to the E&M Audio Media Services Show. I'm one of your co-hosts, Professor Mark, along with my co-host.
I am Mr. Earl Johnson Jr., better truly known as the healing voice of the world.
This show is all about creating audio shows with us to benefit yourself, your community, and the world. Now on with the show. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the E&M Audio Media Services Show. I'm your host, Professor Mark, along with, introduce yourself, Brother Earl.
I am the healing voice of the world, Mr. Earl Johnson Jr., guys. Hello, everybody out there. E&M Audio Media Service Show. We're doing it once again, right, Professor Mark?
We're back at it again. We're coming to bring you another episode of entertaining and enlightening subjects about our mic presence, about being on the mic, and using your voice to project that excellent idea, that audio media show that you're thinking of, you're dreaming of. You got to have that mic presence, though. What do you define as mic presence, Brother Earl?
Well, it's having that it factor. You know, guys, it's so important that you, if you have a product, a service, a business, or you're just getting out information and you want to come and do an audio show, it's more to it. It's just simply mo, as they say, mo from the great state of Louisiana. Not more, but mo to it. Absolutely. And that's what we train you here, is to have that presence, having that hosting presence, right? And most people say, you know, Professor Mark, it's like, yeah, well, that person got that it factor. Well, wait a minute. Hold up. We all can have that it factor. It's nothing that one person owns. We all can own it. It's just that we have to know about it, get training for it, which we do here at E&M Audio Media Services. We train you how to be that fantastic host with the most. And that's simply what is all about. You learn from top to bottom to top, how to be that host, how to have that kind of personality, and what you need to do when you're on these mics. What you think about that, Professor Mark?
As you're talking, I was thinking, you know, who are some of the great hosts that you see on TV? And if you're watching TV, you're consuming, you know, social media, you're consuming any kind of content. The people who rise to the top are the people who, you know, have great personalities, who have a great mic presence about them. And you know who they are because you're watching them. And they wouldn't be on, you know, television. They wouldn't be on social media. They wouldn't have the following they have. They wouldn't have the ratings they have if they don't have that it factor, that presence that brings people, that draws them in. And some people have it. Some people just have that it factor. They have that charisma. But others, it's taken them years to develop it. It's a skill set. Some people are born with it. Others have to develop it. And anyone can develop it. And that's what we're here to help you do, to develop that skill set that you have, but also be able to give you the mic presence so that when you get on there, you're not dry, you're not boring. Because anyone can put anything out. You can put anything out there, but if you do not have the mic presence to draw people in, you're not going to get the ratings. You're not going to get the results you're looking for, and it's a wasted effort. So that's our whole thing. Well, that's one of our things. Besides the equipment, besides, you know, the technical writing, you know, how to script the show, you know, the music that you're listening to right now. Brother Earl made that. But you can have all of those things, but if you do not have the mic presence, it's all for naught, because no one's going to want to listen to you. No one's going to want to hear your information, and it's just a waste of effort. What do you think about that, Brother Earl?
I think that is really, really so true. You know, and the thing about it too is to understand, if I'm representing me, if I'm my own brand, I am proud of my services. I am so proud of what I'm talking about. If I have a business and I want to create an audio show with E&M, I'm just proud of my business.
Because you're the product.
I am the product. You know, guys. So that's so important that you learn how to be a host learning how to create that energy that people are attracted to your brand, attracted to you, and want your services, your products, and all of that good stuff. And that's what we're here to do. We train you on how to have that kind of personality. We train you on how to speak on these mics, right? What to say, how to say it when you need to say it, how to use the correct energy when you are talking about something, right? Remember, people go off of your energy, right? Have you heard the saying, and I know, Professor Mark, you heard this too, man, it's something about that person's energy.
Yeah.
You know.
Energy or their vibe. Are we vibing together?
Yes. And you want to create that good vibes when you're talking about your products, your service, your brand, or whatever you want, whatever you are talking about yourself or whatever business you're in. You want to be the one, right, to allow your energy, your expression, your words, your hosting, right, create the following for you. And that's what we do. That's what we train you on. So you will have that it factor, and that's the it factor, basically. Again, some people have it and some people don't have it, but in reality we all have it. It's just that some people know about it and they may not know the full extent of it, but they know how to use portions of it to make their business or whatever successful. But when you come here to E&M, we teach you the top and bottom of it, so you'll know 100% of how to use that everlasting it presence when you're communicating and talking about your business, your products, or your information. That's how it works, Professor Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you're talking, I'm thinking about some of the great pitchmen, the commercials, the ad campaigns that I've seen throughout my life that really stick with you. And you can tell the people who just have it. You can see people who it's inherent. I mean, they had to develop it, but they just got that it factor. Like the person who comes to my mind when you say charisma, great public speaking, just has it as President Obama. I mean, just had it. I mean, he had to develop it, but you could tell he had it. And then there's other people who it's not quite natural for them. It's not necessarily their thing, but they learn to develop it. And over time, they can become quite persuasive. They can become quite entertaining. And it could be in the form of their TV news hosts. They have a show. They're a media personality. They're a social media personality. It can come in all different packages in different forms, but they have developed that skill set where they know their craft. They know the subject matter, but they also know how to entertain. They know how to enlighten. What do we talk about? We call infotainment. Infotainment. That, they have a message, whether it be educational, whether it be something like, whatever it is, but they have a way to deliver it where people are engaged. People want to come and get more of it. And when you can do that, when you can drive, there's people who, that's their whole thing now. It's just social media, creating content, and they're so persuasive that that's all they do. Is just give a message. I'm reading this book about, propaganda, and it talks about the message, repeating messages over and over again, how you deliver it, but there's nothing that can substitute for someone who can deliver the message really well and draw people in, because they can be talking about anything and they'll be talking about this anything so persuasively that they'll get people to listen. And then they can use that to get people to maybe vote a certain way, to buy a certain product, to change their beliefs to another belief. It's just really incredible how someone who has mic presence, who has that charisma, who's trained, what they can do. What do you think about that?
I think, that is true. That is true, but learning how to have that kind of mindset, when you step into the mic, again, I say it again, if you have a product or services or just simply information, you representing your brand, that makes you stick your chest out. I'm proud of my brand. I'm proud of all the things that I'm doing and everything, and that energy must ooze out or come out of you on the mics or when you're standing in front representing your brand and presence, right? And so that energy must come out. It must come out before you even say one word out your mouth. You know what I'm saying, Professor Mark? It is important that you not be shy about your products and service and your brand.
Do you ever see anybody who's shy become a great media personality or have or persuasive? It's having that charisma, having that it factor is part of being a great communicator.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Being a great communicator means that your energy which is in your words when you're talking to people, creates that excitement, creates that, I gotta have this product and service, man. This is gonna make a life-changing thing for my life. And people will actually come and get your products and services or whatever you have available for them because you representing your brand. And having that inviting presence about yourself when you're talking to people on these mics create the excitement, creates the attachment, right? You want people to attach to you in a good way to your products and services. And that's what we train you on. Hosting and learning how to host on the mics and learn how to have that it factor presence is so important when you are having a product or service or business or in the business that we in. E&M Audio Media Services. We have that presence, guys, and we are here to teach you that you cannot be dry on these mics. It just won't work, right, Professor Mark?
You can be dry, but it's not going to work. You're not going to get the results you want.
Absolutely.
That's not how it works. No one comes to listen to a dry show or something that's not persuasive, something that's not entertaining. That's why this term that we use, infotainment. You want to have the information, you want to have the product, you want to have the service, but you want to be entertaining. You have to pull people in, and people are repelled by things that are boring, especially in this social media digital age where information is so fast. It's instant gratification. You have to be on point. You have to have that good personality, those feelings, that stage presence to draw people in so they want to listen to your message. And when they do, you can sell them. You can sell them, but first you have to draw them in. You can't sell you can't sell a product if no one's interested. If no one's, interested to even listen to your message, be compelled. If they're not, then what's this all for? So if you want to not just be dry and put something out there, if you really want to be on point, if you want to be able to sell, if you want to be able to, have a great show, then you got to come see us at E&M Audio Media Services. We're here to get you that mic presence. We can teach you. If you listen, go back and listen to all the shows. Listen now. Just listen to me, to where I started. I remember we were talking about the earlier day, brother. First, Earl was like, we're going to do a 30-minute show. I was like, let's do 15 minutes. Let's start it off slow. I wasn't sure about this, but over time, with the training that I've gotten from Earl, the experience, I know what I'm talking about. That's very evident. But, I have to put it in a way and be entertaining, infotainment. You gotta be able to have that charisma, that sauce to get people in. And that's what we're here to help you with. So reach out to us at E&M Audio Media Services and let's help you get that sauce so you can have that message, be schooled, be trained, and you'll be on point.
Absolutely. And you guys will learn how to basically have winning people over. Winning people over is very, very what you have to learn, right? It's just learning how to win people over, get into people's hearts with your products, your service, and your information, or just simply you. And it's easily to do that, learning how to use the right emotions at the right time. And those things work. And using your energy, your presence on the mic, the presence, how you speak, the excitement, how you feel about your products and service, and the information that you are giving to the world. Absolutely. When I'm on these mics, you just don't know how I feel. I'm giving my presence, my information to the world because I know over time it's going to help people. It's going to help people, whether I'm talking about toothpicks to toilet paper or whatever it is. It's going to help people. And so when I'm thinking about helping people, that creates a excitement to me. And that excitement exudes on these microphones. That's how it works, guys. But when you come to us, we train you. We give you that confidence. We give you everything that you need. Bring up your presence, your personality, all those things that you need to do in order to get on these mics, right? And be highly successful. Because just sticking you on a mic without you knowing what to do and just you reading about your products and services, it's going to go down. You're not going to get people to listen to you.
It's being set up to fail.
Right.
I mean, you cannot. I mean, you think about any ads, any any of the influencers that you follow, they don't sit on there and put anybody who's dry and who's boring, because it's not going to work. They send people out there who are trained, who have a stage presence about them, who are trained. And that's what we're here to help you with. We can take you from where you're at, your knowledge base, and then come give you that training so that you're persuasive, that you have that mic presence, that charisma, and you can pull people in. And once you can pull them in, then you can give them the message. So you can deliver that. But first, you have to pull them in. You can be the wisest person, the smartest person in the world. But if you don't have charisma, if you don't know how to speak to people, if you don't know how to engage them, then how are you going to get them to listen to you at all? So
Absolutely.
That's what we're here to help you to do. We'll take you from where you're at and build you up over time to where you can get on these mics and just, you could go for half an hour. You can go for a full hour. You can go for 2 hours. You're confident, you're prepared, you're ready. It's nothing to you at that point because you've been trained and you have that confidence. So that's what we're looking to give you. What do you think, Brother Earl?
I think that is so perfect. That is so perfect. Now, everybody here who's listening to us, you can know that you have heard people before. You have listened to shows with people and whatever platform you're listening to them on, and you like, seriously, is this person got a show? And what the heck is this? And you soon gonna move on to something else very, very quickly, because you know how they are actually absolutely putting you to sleep. They like melatonin. They putting you to sleep, and whatever they're talking about hasn't even flown in your brain. You're not even paying attention to that.
And you got to remember, you're always in competition because there's a myriad of other things people could be doing, especially other audio media shows or podcasts, or there's stuff on social media, or there's television shows. So you're in competition with other people. So it behooves you. It makes the most sense to be compelling, to be prepared, to be authentic, to be able to deliver that message in a charismatic way, because you're in competition. And the better presence that you have, the more you're going to be able to keep people. No, first get people in and then keep them. Because anyone can, they can just click on your show, listen to it, and then they're gone. We want you to get them and then keep them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the training is learning first step is about you. We once we have that consultation, and I remember we were talking about all our consultations are free. You come, we talk about your show ideas, putting your show together, and what it's going to take to do it. We absolutely can produce it all the way out, right? Absolutely, we produce it all the way out. How are we going to start? What we're going to talk about, and those things, and then again, the training on you. If you're going to be the one talking on the mic, or anyone that you have who's going to be your spokesperson, or the person who's going to be on the mic, that person will get the training. Absolutely. If it's not you, if it's somebody else dedicated that you want to put that person on the mic, that person will get the training, because we will not put out a product that we know no one will listen to. Absolutely. That is not us. We're about quality. We're about positive success all the time. So when you come to us and you're just thinking, well, I can bypass that training, you can if that's what you want. But we do not want to put out a product that nobody's going to listen to. And the only person going to listen to is maybe a couple of your friends and yourself. That's not good, right, Professor Mark?
No, it's not good at all. Yeah, I remember I think I've lamented on it before. We talked about it. There was this particular program I was watching on we're not naming people unless they're getting paid. So we'll say a streaming service about a particular topic. And this woman, she has the information, but it was just so damn boring. And because I like this kind of information, I was going to sit there and listen to it. But I can just imagine, if it was a business and she had to charge people wouldn't listen. People would not pay to listen to this. So, it behooves you not just to know the subject matter, but to know how to deliver the subject matter in a compelling way, to be able to bring people in and then keep them. Because like Brother Earl said, it's one thing to deliver a message, and we're not going to do that. We're not just going to send you out there untrained and just put anything out there. But just if someone did, you put something out there, you're putting something out there to attract attention, and the market, which is the customer, decides, are they going to buy or are they going to sell? And when you're able to bring people in and keep them, they're buying. But when they're listening to you and moving on to something else, they're selling. They're like, we don't have time for this. We're going to something else. And like I said, there's so much competition out there. Every day there's a new podcast. Every day there's someone on social media posting. Every day there's a new episode or something like that. So if you want to have the maximum impact, if you want to be someone who's able to have a real audience and be able to capitalize on that, whether you're selling something or you just putting information out there that you want out there, that you want people, you want to change hearts and minds, then you have to be compelling. You have to treat this as an exercise in being able to deliver the message, but also be able to deliver it in a way that you're going to be able to get and keep your audience.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. So here's the thing about it, right? Is that if it's your product and services or information that you are that's your brand and what are you doing, right? You have to create the funness of it, or what I have here can solve a problem. Mm-hmm. So you got to create the fun of it, and this solves a problem, and with that combined together with your energy, because hey, I know what I know, and this solves your problem. And you know what? Put a smile on your face when you're talking to people, and all of these things will create a positive following of you. Mm-hmm. And people will listen to you. That's how it works. So again, you coming to E&M, Audio Media Service, we don't just turn you loose on the mic. You must learn this personality training, hosting training. You must learn how to raise your vibrational training. We give you vibrational training within the program itself, right? The training itself. So you'll know how to have that presence, that it factor, that when you step up to the mic or when you step up to talk about your products and services, whether you own the mic or not, you'll know how to present it to people in a way that people are attracted to you, your products, your services. And guess what? Your products and services sells itself. Because it's what? Because it's how you presented it to them. Infotainment, and that presence create people attaching to you in a good way. And we train you on that. So our thing is to create a win-win situation with you and your products and services by coming to get the hosting training and getting our free consultation with us. So you will be the one who have your business up, out to the world, absolutely out to the world. And guess what? Everybody is on these platforms and everybody is listening on these platforms, right? If you've been but Professor Mark, unless people have been hiding on a rock, where are people getting most of their information from?
I mean, they're getting information from social media. They're getting their information from like the Daily Show, non-traditional source. It's a lot of non-traditional sources. People younger in age, and even people who are older, they're not going to the nightly news anymore. It's not the old days of Walter Cronkite and 3 news stations and the Washington Post and your local paper. There are just so many more avenues of information. The knowledge is so much more dispersed, and it's less hard news, and it's a lot of opinion now. And people are going to different places. So they're going to social media. They're going to news networks that maybe have a certain partisan bent. They're going to, online. So there's so many different places where people get their information. And a lot of these places, people are very entertaining. I keep saying that word, but it's infotainment. People have figured out that you can't just deliver the news like they used to. It has to be entertaining. It has to be fun. And people have adapted to that reality. And if you want to be able to attract the audience, you have to deliver it in a way that they want and that they can digest, and that's infotainment these days. You want to give them the news. You want to give them that. You want to sell them on that product and service, but you have to be able to capture their attention, and that means you need to be able to be both enlightening and entertaining at the same time.
Yes, definitely, guys. Because here's the thing about it, right? You got to know there's a place and time for everything, right? A newscast is a place for news, but being where you're talking about your products, your services, and your brand, that's a different thing. That's not news. It might be news, but you must present it in a different form, a different way. right? And that's what we're talking about, right? I'm not delivering the daily news. I'm talking about my products, my service, my brand, or whatever I got information or whatever it is, right? But this is life changing. If I have a product, this is life changing. This is going to make your life so much better, right? And I got to present it that way. I got to have that kind of energy in presenting it that way.
And when you're presenting it, people are going to give you 15, 30 seconds to make a judgment if they want to continue to watch this. So you have to be on, you have to have charisma. Right when they're listening to you, that's when Brother Earl, when coming on, we're not dry, we're not soft, we're amping it up so that we can get that entertainment. Because if it's just, something boring, they'll switch to the next thing. So you have to be able to bring that charisma definitely up front, bring that value so that you can hook them in.
Absolutely. So understanding, we are letting you know that when you come to E&M, you get the whole package. When you're talking about putting together an audio show for you or audio, whatever we're doing, right? So you get to learn from the ins and outs of how to be highly professional, how to be winner, how to have that winning attitude, that whatever, that it factor. The it factor is not so much the it factor. It is bringing you up to what? So you'll know how to present your product, your service, your information to the world. I'm bringing you good news, world. And that's where you have to be. So we take you from where you are to be the most fantastic host that you possibly can be. That's what we absolutely do here at E&M Audio Media Service. So we want you to participate with us. We want you to understand that this thing called audio shows will bring a big audience to you. We talked about this before on other shows, that the world is small. And so, it's amazing how, like I said, I got people who listen to me from all over the world, from Australia to Europe to South America and Canada, all over the place.
This show, tell them about some of the places where people are listening to from this show, that listen to us regularly.
I've had all the way from Paris, France. We have people from Paris, France. We have people from London, England. I was looking at that not too long ago. We got London, England, people listening to the show, right? Australia, of course, Sydney, Australia. We get Quebec, Canada, and also lots of parts of the United States. So when you bring in your message or you're talking about your products and services, you have to present it in a way that's going to incite your audience. That's going to, wow, this is something I got to have, right? And not only that, you got to make sure that you're exciting your audience, but that people are going to stick with you. I like your brand. I like how you bring that message to me, right? And people will lock in and stick with you. And no matter if you're selling something, that product and service will fall off the shelf. And that's the reason why learning from us, the hosting training that we bring to you is going to be a benefit to you, whether you're on the mics or you just simply going out and talking to people about your products and services and your brand. What do you think about that, Professor Mark?
I think that it's infotainment. It's everything you're talking about. Like you said, you have to have, of course, you have to have a product or service. That goes without saying. You have those things. You come see us. We help train you. Like Brother Earl said, from top to bottom, nuts to soup. Yeah, we got the equipment, we have the training, we have the music, we have all of that. But most importantly, if you're going to be the one on the mic, you are the product. You're the product, and then you're selling something to them. Either you're selling a product or a service. But in order for people to want to buy, they're buying you. They're buying that presence. And that presence is maybe the most important thing that you're going to have, because you're going to go out there. You're going to be out there in competition with other service, other shows, other media, and you have to have that presence. And that's what we're training you. We're training you to have that presence so that you can get the person to come in the door and to stay, not to walk out and to go to another show, another, social media influencer or something like that. Whatever you want to be, It's training you to be the product and be able to put that presence out there so that people want to stay and be entertaining. It's infotainment. It's that information that you have or that product or service, and it's that charisma entertainment factor of keeping them enlightening them by them also being entertained.
Yes. This is it, guys. This is it. Come to E&M Audio Media Service and get all the training. And let us do an audio show for you. As they say back in Louisiana, I guarantee it. Absolutely, guys. We guarantee it, guys. So come, let's take a look at what kind of show idea you want to do. You want to present out to the world. And let's talk about that. And we'll tell you more about the training that we give you, how we produce your show, how we record your show, and how you are able to publish your show on so many different platforms. It's where you want to go, right? And we are with you 100% all of the way here at E&M Audio Media Service. Professor Mark, what is the email address? Is MED
IAEM 04 at gmail.com.
Let's say it one more time.
MEDIA EM 04 at gmail.com. Guys, email us for your free consultation and let's talk about your audio show, because believe it or not, the audio show can bring in a lot of money for you. You know, it is a money making thing on its own. I'm telling you. So contact us and let's get it going, and continue to tell many friends about this show. We have so many other shows, guys. Just look us up on so many different platforms, E&M Audio Media Services, and all the shows we have for you. But contact us so we can get your show to going. I want you to have many shows going on out there, you know, about whatever you are doing or whatever you want to talk about. Right, Professor Mark? Absolutely. We were ready and willing and able to help take your idea, whether it's a product or service, or just something you want to put out there, and get you ready and prepared to be out there and put out an excellent product. And we can help you from soup to nuts, everything. But the most important thing that we probably can help you with is that stage presence, so that when you're talking, you're being able to attract that attention that you want and keep it. That's the most important thing on the mic. Yes, have that stage presence out there to know what you know. All right, guys, we getting out of here. Please contact us, and we're going to have some more shows for you. Be looking us up, because we on so many different platforms with so many different shows, and we would love to have your show on so many different platforms, and you doing so many shows with us here at E&M Audio Media Service, guys. To our next show, we're going to say we'll see you. No, we won't see you, but we'll hear you a little bit later. What'd you say about that, Professor Mark? Come to us and let's get started today. Yes, we are out of here, guys. See you on the next show. Hear us on the next show. Here's on the next show. Bye, y'all. Hey, you have a great idea for an audio media show? What are you waiting for? Bring it to us at E&M Audio Media Services. E&M Audio Media Services is ready to produce, develop, and take your talent to the next level. Reach out to us at MEDIAEM04 at gmail.com. I'll say that again. MEDIAEM04 at gmail.com. Reach out to us today and let us produce your show for tomorrow. Thank you for listening to the E&M Audio Media Service Show. If you have a show idea in mind and you would love to monetize that show, contact us at MEDIAEM04 That is MEDIAEM04 Now go out and tell as many people as you possibly can about all of the E&M Audio Media Service shows. And again, thank you for listening to the E&M Audio Media Service Show.